media brings on us this image that a woman should be chasing the man and the man should be chasing the woman, ahsant. And that going out into nightclubs and drinking alcohol and going to the bars, these things that you see, you're disgusted by them because this is what's being thrown into the minds of our youth. And it's destructive. It's quite disgusting once you think about it. We're limiting ourselves to mere objects. You find that today a car won't sell if a woman isn't standing by the car. You take a woman, put it by the car will sell like this. But if there's no woman, the car won't sell. Why? Because they're simplified to mere objects. And the sad part is that some women conform to this objectification. They make themselves objects as well. I say, sister, live free. Live with your pride and your honor. Don't let anyone look at you as an object. And brother, the same way. You know, some brothers, they might go out. You know, mashallah, some brothers are very fit. They go out with the tightest shirts and the smallest clothing to show their muscles and show what they have, right? Or they go out with the, you know, they show off what they have in order to attract others. And I say, be confident in who you are. You don't need your muscles or your looks or your wealth to show others how great you are. As a human being, your heart and your actions should show how you are. Not these mere materialistic things. We have to understand this because it's so important that the sexual indecency that's sent to us, it's amazing. And when I see the youth falling into this, I say, my God, where are we from saving our youth? And why are they falling for objectification? Why are they falling for the traps that the media sets for them? It's quite disturbing when you think about it. That let's live ones who are free. Look at Sayyidina Zainab alayhi salam. My God, you know what the biggest problem in Karbala was? The fact that Sayyidina Zainab's shadow was seen. That was huge. When Sayyidina Zainab used to want, when her brothers, Imam Hassan, Imam Hussein, Imam Mu'mineen, when she was with her, when she wanted to visit the grave of the Prophet, Imam Hassan would be standing to her left, Imam Hussein to her right, and Amir al-Mu'mineen would stand in front of her, and they would guide her, all three of them, towards the grave of the Prophet. She wouldn't go out alone. They would guide her when it was nighttime because her shadow shouldn't have been seen. When they asked Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, after they burned, one day they came to Imam Sadiq's house and they burned his house. The caliph at the time burned the house of Imam Sadiq. Imam came out of his house and he started to weep and cry. He said, Imam, why are you crying? The oppression towards you is very normal. He said to them, you know what, I don't cry about the house or myself. I remembered Zainab and the ladies running from tent to tent. I remembered the agony that Sayyidina Zainab went through. You know, one alim saw Imam Mahdi in his dream. He saw Imam crying and crying. He said, Imam, tell me, what is the biggest disaster that happened in Karbala that your heart weeps for? He said to him, was it Ali al-Akbar? He said, no. Was it Abu al-Fadl al-Abbas? He said, no. He said to him, was it Imam Hussein alayhi salam? He said, no. He said, these men are men who came towards Allah. They died for the sake of Allah. But have you heard of our women from Al Muhammad ever one day riding camels while everyone is looking at them? Have you heard of Sayyidina Zainab inside the majlis where she's being looked at by all the men and she's being accused? And I say, my God, Sayyidina Zainab alayhi salam, once her shadow wasn't seen. But on that day, the men were surrounding her. The one who guided her and escorted her back to Yazid was actually her brother's killer, Shem. Imam Zain al-Abidin was just approached and they said to him, Imam, why are you crying? Because Imam had cried. He said, Imam, why are you crying? Is it because of what happened in Karbala? Because death to you is normal. Allah's gift to you is shahada, it's martyrdom. And you're used to each and every Imam being killed. So why are you crying? He said to him, true. Martyrdom to us is normal. It happens because it's Allah's gift. But he says to him, that is our women riding on camels between the hands of the killers of their brothers. Is this also normal? Is this our norm? Where Sayyidina Zainab at once was a lady whose shadow was not seen? Let's please understand what it means to be decent as men and as women. It's so important that our sisters realize and take a stance towards hijab. Some sisters might say, Brother Ali, I'm not ready. But sister, Allah has not given you a letter or a contract telling you when you will die or when you're going to be ready. You can die at any moment. Death comes so quick, you won't even be able to change your facial expression. It comes so fast. But Allah sends you signs. Put the hijab on. Put the full physical hijab on. And Allah will guide you. Allah will make you understand. On that day when Zainab alayhi salam was going back to Sham, as she was going back to Sham, the caravan leader, she looks into the skies and the moon, and she says, how can this happen to me as a daughter of Zainab? She looks at the caravan leader and says, what should I tell you, O caravan leader, about the days where we used to be in Medina, where my father was the king and I was a princess. Ali was Caleb, Zainab was a princess in the time. Hassan and Hussein were princes. What should I tell you about the days where we were princes and I was a princess and I used to be in full hijab. When the ladies would want to come and say Eid Mubarak to me, when it was Eid time, they would come to ask my father Amir al-Mu'mineen, and my father Amir al-Mu'mineen would not allow them, fearing that the woman would go back to the men and describe to the men the physical features of Zainab alayhi salam. That the difference from Karbala and to the honor that she had when it was Zainab's honor was there. Many come to say that Zainab's hijab was took or Zainab's hair was shown. That's not true. It's impossible for Zainab's hijab to be took. Zainab's shadow was seen. Her physical hijab might have been broken because of the mixing of all the army men, because she had to take care of the children. But Zainab alayhi salam, her hijab was never took off her hair. That's a misconception that Shi'as have. The hijab of Zainab, it's impossible for it to be taken off. The hair of Zainab would never do that. Impossible. But she talks to the caravan leader, and there are Arabic lines of poetry that are so sad. وزينب says, تسولف لك يا هالحادي يوم الجنت بالكوفة وبون على البشر سلطان بأيام المعروفة من يجبل علينا العيد تحب الواد مجفوفه ونساء من يعيدني خاف الزلم يرجعن ويحجين من يشوفني. Zainab describes the caravan leader telling him that at one point of time my shadow was not seen, and people would beg my father Amir al-Mu'mineen for their ladies to come to meet me. But today, O caravan leader, I am amongst men who have killed my brother. What agony it is that women like Sayyidah Zainab alayhi salam fight so strongly to keep their hijab. But they're oppressors, and sadly some of us don't even fight strong to keep our hijabs. Let's learn from Zainab to be able to hold strongly towards our hijabs. نساء من يعيدني خاف الزلم يرحن ويحجن من يشوفني يا حاد الله قشوالي ولا تدشمت بحالي شقل التوقف قبالي وتنشدني عن العباس وعن ذاك الخدر وين. She says to my caravan leader, when I go back to Medina and they ask me about the one Abbas who kept me safe, what shall I say to them? Zainab alayhi salam on the day of Karbala, she looks up into the sky and looks at the stars, and she speaks to the night. تقول ليالي ليالي طول ساعاتك. She speaks to the night and she says, oh night, lengthen your hours, because tomorrow morning my brother Hussein shall be killed. I would like to draw one more situation to you when Zainab alayhi salam was in Sham. And she was sitting in the broken down area where Yazid had thrown them, that day and night people would pass by to see Zainab and Imam Zain al-Abidin and the women and children. And the sun would be hitting them directly, the hot rays of the sun. Zainab alayhi salam in the middle of the night wakes up and she weeps and she cries over her brothers. Zainab cried very softly because she did not want the kids to hear, because if Zainab cried, the kids cried. If Zainab was okay, then the children were okay. She wakes up in the middle of the night and she says, Ana Abbas, ballamni ana jiba. Ya ba'ajiba. She says, where am I to bring Abbas from so he can see my stage now? He was the one who kept me safe. والله يضربون لو نسقوا ببدي أنا عمت عنا يصد بالعلي. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا آل محمد أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. Let's all raise our hand inshallah towards Allah with dua together. Before I end, inshallah, to say it's been an honor to be among you, my dear brothers and my dear sisters, in these beautiful days of Arba'een. I hope we all, I talk to myself first before I speak to anyone else, inshallah we all can implement the very little knowledge, the basic knowledge that I shared with everyone. I apologize if I had said something that might have hurt someone in any sort of way. And inshallah, may all of our deeds be accepted. Let's all raise our hand inshallah towards Allah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Together in the loudest of voices. Amman yujibu al-mudarra idha da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. Amman yujibu al-mudarra idha da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. Together. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. يا الله يا الله يا الله. Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Oh Allah, keep us safe and sound and healthy, Ya Allah. Oh Allah, protect us from all haram, Ya Allah. Oh Allah, make us ones with the best of physical and social hijab, Ya Allah. Our brothers and sisters in Karbala and in Iraq, watch them with your watchful eye, Ya Allah. Allah, make our colonized Muslim countries free, Ya Allah. أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات. نقرأ سورة الفاتحة تسبقها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.